voices.
Doing great.
Awesome.
Great.
Enjoying the snow here.
Miss you all.
Hi. You said it's about the snow. What you say?
I'm just trying to find out what tastes
Okay,
good.
Rose.
I'm so happy to have you all here tonight. I see some guests in the building. Is there anyone that would like to come off themselves, tell us what brought you here today?
Sure, I can. I guess I'm a guest here today.
All right.
Let me turn on my video. Yeah, so my name is Louis, Louis Farrell, and I got interested in Toastmaster about a year and a half ago. Very interested in it, and someone, one of my good friends, sent me over an email to become a member of this lovely club, the Toastmaster MSU. So I'm just interested to really hear more about it and become better at speaking for myself and being able to present stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, you're in the right place. All of those things, we check all of the boxes, and you are here today, and you have an opportunity to take a stab at it when we get to our table topics. You'll hear a little bit more about that in a moment. All right, thank you for being here. Is there anyone else that would like to introduce themselves?
Good evening. I am Kelly Lucas, and I joined Toastmasters back in November and was a member of the Fort Meade Club. But due to restrictions that they're having, I'm having to find another home. So I am visiting. Thank you for having me. Oh, I heard about you at the convention. I heard Brian Oles speak, and he spoke very highly of you. So I wanted to come and see what you guys were about. So thank you for having me.
Great things you said. One, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And welcome to the family. This is the best place for you to be, right on time. And Brian Oles, that is the man. That's the man. So, welcome. All right. Anybody else want to come off here? We have the time. Yes, come on.
My name is Wayne. I kind of tried to join Toastmasters some time ago, but kind of put that behind because things got too busy. So I thought I'd try to pick that up a bit again, see how things are.
All right. I am loving it. So many guests in the building tonight. Welcome. All right. Anyone? You have an opportunity at the end of the meeting to, okay.
Hi, my name is Monique Murr. I came, I guess a couple of years ago. I started it, then my sister got sick and passed away, so time got away from me. Then I had classes on Monday, so since I'm off now for the summer, I said I need to come back and get back started over like a new beginner. So glad to be here tonight.
I'm so happy you're here. I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm going to say welcome to you as well. Let's give a hand clap for all of our new family members in the house. Thank you so much. We're on fire.
Welcome.
We are on fire, and we're going to keep it ablaze. I am Natasha Brown. I'm the president of this amazing chapter of Toastmasters, and I'm so happy that you are here tonight. We have some phenomenal speakers that are lined up for you, opportunities for you all to speak in table topics tonight. And I am not going to hold you up any longer. I'm going to pass the screen over to our Toastmaster, Rose.
Hello, everybody. I know tonight I'm supposed to be the Toastmaster, but actually tonight I am your Spin Master. I invite everybody to work out during this meeting. If you have a bicycle, a treadmill, get on it, because we are going to work out tonight when we do our speeches. So tonight, I'm going to introduce everybody that's part of the meeting. First, I'm going to introduce our counter grammarian, Miss Eva Colbert.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, guests, and friends. It is truly an honor to be here tonight. I missed last week. I was like, oh, wow, looking at my watch and no meeting. I had a good time though. My task for tonight, Arcana and Grammarian, is to try to catch your filler words. We have a tendency to say, you know, so, but, and you guys, you girls, and your grammar. Just pause, take a deep breath. We don't know what's coming out next anyway. So take your time, give your excellent speeches, and enjoy the evening. Thank you, Miss Rose. Back to you.
Thank you, Eva. So excited tonight. Next, we have the timer. Miss Natasha Brown, she is going to explain her role.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I am your timer for this evening. I will be timing the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluations. Each prepared speech is 5 minutes and 5 to 7 minutes. And it's the end of the school year for me, so I'm going to be using school supplies for my time. At 5 minutes, you will see the green binder, and it will stay here until 6 minutes. At 6 minutes, you will see this amazing BTU contract that's yellow, and that will stay on there until 7 minutes. And then you will see the binder. The binder is red, that comes on, and it will stay on until 7 minutes and 30 seconds. After 7 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm going to start clapping to let you know that the time is up. If you can pin me, that way you can see me while you speak. You'll be able to see my cues to let you know your time. For table topics, that's 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute, you'll see the green. 1.5 minutes, you'll see the yellow. 2 minutes, you'll see the red. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're going to start clapping. When y'all see me clap, y'all just join in because you never know, maybe they don't have any pen. Okay. Evaluations, 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Come on, y'all, let's practice. Yes. They're going to be amazing anyway, so you don't want to. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Natasha. Well, today I am up in the Rocky Mountains doing my bike ride. It's been a while since I rode the bike, but I'm here tonight, Toastmasters with you, and we have some amazing speakers tonight. Our first speaker is Robert Tyree. He is the Officer of Education, and he has a fabulous speech. He's going to be performing an icebreaker. Take it away, Robert Tyree.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. How's everybody feeling this evening?
Good.
I think I'm ready to get my exercise on. Rose, you ready for this? All right, today I decided to travel back in the time and do an icebreaker. I felt like it was very important for me to reintroduce myself to myself. Sounds like a quote from Jay-Z. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Robert. R to the O-B. Okay, I'm not gonna rap for you guys. During this unforgettable season of COVID, I find myself struggling to deal with this newfound freedom called time. During this opportunity of more time, I found that I had some issue with my identity. I didn't really truly understand who I am or continue to be. I felt like the episode of Martin where he left Gina to go on a hiatus and he came back as Brother Shaquille Sunflower with the afro. If you don't know, look it up. Thank you for the ones who laugh. I appreciate it. COVID placed me in several unfamiliar episodes that allow me to understand who I am. So my title of my speech is, who am I? Who am I? I am a teacher, a Black educator, and some students call me Mr. Tyree, but you can call me Robert. At my school, I am currently one of 2 African male educators in the building. And for me, this is super important. Our African American youth need to see Black men be successful in the workplace. And every single day I wake up, put on my uniform, it's a polo and a t-shirt and some sneakers. I had the opportunity to show them that they can be anything that they can be anything they desire their heart to be. If you ask Baltimore City, I am an effective teacher based off the scale, y'all. With 3s and 4s, that means I'm overperforming in every area. And I continue to improve on my craft every single day. I am 7 days away from entering my 3rd year as a teacher, and I'm excited. 7 more days. If you're educated in the building, 7 more days and we're on our way. Who am I? Well, I'm a coach. I'm the visionary behind Fresh to the Soul basketball training. Some people call me Ty, but you can call me Coach Tyree. During the COVID, I guess you want to call it era, I had the privilege and opportunity to actually start in 2 brands. And one of the brands that I started was Fresh to the Soul basketball training. And the mission behind the brand is to refresh the thoughts about basketball, food, clothing, and lifestyle. I am one of the best basketball trainers in the world. And every single day I wake up, that's the way I feel. Not because of the number of clients, but I had the opportunity to infuse my passion, also confidence into every single session and one of my players, each of my players. I am currently also a graphic designer, a public speaker, and also, I guess, a major in marketing, because when you own your own brand, these are 3 things that you must do every single day. Who am I? I'm a leader, a community activator, and some people call me Robert, but you can call me Todd. I am a part of this amazing movement called the Refresh Project, which our goal is to refresh, rebuild, and to restart opportunities and activities in the community. I've been doing this for the past year with some amazing people online, Natasha Brown, Sean Steph Jones, Ryan Dunson. And with these individuals, we've been able to make a huge impact. Who am I? I am a teacher, a coach, a leader, an educator, a businessman, and a dreamer. I remember my first icebreaker was called Dream Defer. And during that speech, I spoke on me dying at the age of 33, dying from the head up because I stopped dreaming. During COVID, God has reawoken many dreams and brought them to life. A lot of these things that is happening in my life, I can't tell you why, I can't tell you how, I just know that they're going, and it's marvelous in his eyes, so it's marvelous in my eyes as well. So, but even with these things happening, I still struggle to identify who I am. There's times where I wake up and I don't feel like I'm a visionary. I don't feel like I'm a coach. I don't feel like I'm a teacher. I just feel like I'm average old Robert. But that mindset always keeps me humble, and I'm truly excited to see what God has in store for me. So I am whatever God says I am, but every single day I have to keep reminding myself of that. Toastmasters.
All right. We need more teachers like Robert Tyree. We need more teachers in the world. Everybody come off mute and give him a round of applause.
Well done, Robert. All right, yes.
Excellent.
Come on. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Robert. Animo, Robert.
Oh, Robert.
Thank you for sharing. Our next speaker is Shauna Steph Jones. The title of her speech is Closing the Disparity of Girls Pursuing STEM. Her current path is Presentation Mastery. She is on Path Level 1. Project title is Researching and Presenting. She's on project number 2. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. The objective of the speech is to learn and review basic research methods and present a well-organized speech on any topic. Shauna is the founder and chief motivating officer of Diva Engineering Incorporated. Engineering designed to build confidence and curiosity. After spending the last 10 years in the intellectual property industry, she is pursuing her purpose and passion through innovative STEM exposure workshops for girls from underserved communities. Let's hear Shauna Step Jones.
All right. Are y'all seeing my screen? Rose, Toastmaster.
Affirmative.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. My name is Shauna Step Jones. I am the founder and chief motivating officer of Divaneering Incorporated, a nonprofit a Baltimore-based nonprofit, and Divaneering Lab, a venture-backed beauty tech startup. I envision a world where women and girls of all ethnicities and social economic statuses are in the mainstream of science, technology, engineering, innovation, and math. Sounds amazing, right? All right. I'm just gonna run it bit because I'm not sure. Can y'all see me? I just got a
We can
message
see
to
you
share.
now. We can see you now.
So you can't, okay. All right. My name is Shauna Step Jones. I am the founder and chief motivating officer of Divaneering, a Baltimore-based nonprofit, and Divaneering Lab, a venture-backed beauty tech startup. I envision a world where women and girls of all ethnicities and social economic backgrounds will be in the mainstream of science, technology, innovation, and math. Sounds amazing, right? Sadly, there's a huge disparity of women and girls pursuing the sciences, studying engineering, and engaged in innovation. Let's consider the facts and highlight the statistics. So what I found in my research is that there are key factors perpetuating gender STEM gaps. The first key factor is gender stereotypes. STEM traditionally has not been appealing to girls. And as a result, stereotypes are birthed that are associated with masculinity and breeds intimidation. This intimidation inevitably shatters a young girl's confidence. According to a report developed by the American Association of University Women, many girls lose confidence by third grade. So if you are not confident that you can be successful at learning math, naturally you'll shy away. The second key factor is that STEM has evolved into a male-dominated culture. Since fewer women study and work in STEM, these fields of study are dominated by characteristics that are misogynistic and defies inclusivity. Evidence of this characteristic is shown in the small proportion of women who majored in STEM fields actually working in the STEM profession. Consider the statistics from the report. 38% of women who major in computer science actually work in the computer field, and only 24% of those who majored in engineering actually work in the engineering field. The final key factor increasing the gender gaps in women pursuing STEM is that there are fewer role models. And this is what I consider the most important and how I've aligned my purpose. I am a proud role model in my community. In fact, personally, I can vouch for the lack of female role models pursuing STEM. People shockingly would ask me what made me pursue engineering in hopes of learning of resources for their young students and loved ones. So when I was challenged to think back, I can only say that being exposed through an elementary state-funded program called MESA I will never forget mathematics, engineering, science achievement. I now, some 20 years later, have been serving as a leader in STEM. I have organized countless workshops targeting young girls to expose them to STEM through relatable fashion, health, and beauty design challenges. I've committed myself to implementing an 8-session curated summer Divaneering workshop series where we are projected to impact 240 students in the Baltimore metropolitan region. I am inspired to leave a legacy where girls can see themselves in me as a revolutionary innovator. Developing a program engineered to build the confidence and curiosity to fuel the passion required to pursue STEM is my life work. I find so much joy in meeting girls who are either looking at me, blowing their breath because they don't know why their mother dragged them to my workshop, or young girls who are meek, shy, and reserved, or young girls who are just like how I was, confident enough to explore their curiosity. And by the end of my workshops, all of these young ladies leave confident, excited, and happy. In closing, researching the disparity that exists in realizing my vision of females in the mainstream of STEM outlined from the outset, I found that 3 key factors exist: gender stereotypes, male-dominated cultures, and fewer role models. I invite you all to support me in sharing Divaneering's vision by telling your family and friends about the impact we are doing in the community by following us on social media at Divaneering or sponsoring a young lady to attend one of our 8 workshops. Thank you.
Thank you, Shauna Steph Jones. We need more leaders like you. I wish you were a mentor when I was a kid. Let's give her a round of applause. Everybody come off mute.
Great job. Great job.
Yes, all right. Yes.
Thank you so much. Those are some nice speeches. Next, we're going to go ahead and go on to our table topics. Our table topic master for tonight is Trivia Payne, and she will get started with the table topics.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I am so honored to be the table topics masters for this evening. It's been such a long time since I've been a table topics master. But I was thinking over the past couple weeks, in this pandemic, even before the pandemic, we struggle with our roles as men and women. So I have a couple questions that I would like to ask and have some insight to help me understand how to navigate through this pandemic and this interesting world that we're living in. So can I get 5 guests, volunteers, preferably guests, and then members to let me know in the chat box if you're interested in being a table topic. Okay, I see DeAndre White. Okay, Winnie Lewis, I love it.
So what do we do?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a question and you're gonna speak for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have DeAndre, I have Winnie, I have Lewis, and 2 more. All right, so, okay, I see Joseph and Olio, awesome. So my questions are going to be random, and I'm just gonna give them in order of who said they would like to. So DeAndre, I would like for you to tell me, what makes one a virtuous woman? What makes one a virtuous woman?
What makes one a virtuous woman? What makes a woman a virtuous woman is that she understands how she can empower herself in a virtual way. Number one. Number two, I think she has to also know who she is and know whether or not, based upon who she is as it compares to what the word virtuous means, whether or not she is virtuous. And does she have to be virtuous to be the woman she needs to be effective, to be empowering, to be uplifting, to be nurturing, to be caring, and everything in between? I don't think a title of the sort or the like should define who a person is or who they have the capability or the destiny to be. I simply believe that I think a woman has to know her strengths and not let the world, not let society or her environment or the people around her tell her who she is or try to give her the strength they feel like she should have or try to tell her that, well, you can't do this or you can't do that. I'm thinking about the women during the women's suffrage movement who weren't allowed to do some of the things that men were allowed to do. But when men had to go away and fight the war, the women showed, they proved to themselves and to others that they can hold themselves down. Have you all had the experience, and I know I have, of planning any family gatherings, any family get-togethers, and you didn't, and none of the men tried to cook or clean or get the plates or the bowls together because they know that they're not as organized and they're not as careful and they're not as great when it comes to being attentive to details as women are? Whether it's funerals, wedding receptions, or even family gatherings, I always see that women are very organized, they're very careful, they're very attentive to detail because they take pride in those little things that the average man simply looks over because he don't think that that's his responsibility anyway. Now, what does this have to do with your question? Well, it simply relates to your question because, as I mentioned earlier, that a woman has to know who she is and not just regularly accept the title of being a virtuous woman because she may or may not be virtuous. Madam Table Topics Master.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. And next up we have Lewis. Lewis, are you ready?
I am as ready as can be.
Awesome. So my question to you is, would you classify yourself as a man of valor? Would you classify yourself as a man of valor?
Well, thank you for that question. I think that, a man of valor would be a man that is understanding, a man that actually understands his role in society and what he can give to society in a positive way, in a positive manner. So would I consider myself a man of valor? I would say yes. I would say that I contribute to society by doing all the things that, a man of valor would do. And I'm a part of the society in a positive way. How am I a part of society in a positive way? I give back to my community. I'm able to be similar like Robert. I'm able to be a basketball coach and instruct those kids who may need it in today's society. So by doing that, I would consider myself a man of valor and being able to actually exercise those valor reasons.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it. Next, we have Winning. Winning, are you ready? Awesome. So my question to you, now that Lewis told us if he is a man of valor, what is a man of valor? What makes one a man of valor?
Can you tell me what that word means, valor?
So valor is someone who's honorable. So like a woman of virtue is a woman of honor, a man of valor is the opposite.
Well, I would think someone that's honest and someone's part of a community. I think that one really hit home. I mean, I think if you feel like you're part of a community, things tend to flow very easily. And from someone that's moved to quite a few places, it is sometimes very, very hard to get attached to things, to be part of the community. I tried a few times, and then by the time I did form a friend circle, I had to move to a different state. So I personally think, yeah, it's like if you can be connected to your community and contribute positively and have a very healthy relationship, and then I guess a lot of the stuff would just come. I mean, I'm not sure I'm making sense. I mean, like, I think, like if you want to do good thing, you want to be a part of community that usually have all the key detail that associate with it. Oh, I got the green one.
You can keep going.
And yeah, I think that someone that's strive to have an honest living, that's first thing go through my mind. Someone want to treat other people like the way they, how you would like to be treated. So I think that's pretty much it. So I have to say, I wasn't preparing for that question, so my head was not.
Oh, that's the best part of table topics. When you can come on and you can give us a speech like you did, you are awesome. Thank you so much.
I can't hear you.
Oops, I'm sorry. I'm all on me. I said, thank you. If you can come on and do a table topic speech the way you did in a minute, you are awesome. So you did exactly what we needed you to do. Joseph, are you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Awesome. And keeping in context with the questions of men of value, women of virtue, and in this pandemic, in this challenging time, who would you consider to be a woman of value, a woman of virtue, and why?
Who would I consider to be a woman of virtue? That's a great question. In this time of pandemic, I look around me and I see a lot of women of virtue. I think of nurses. I think of our female doctors. I think of all the people who wake up and perform selfless work for those of us who can't do it for ourselves. I think of teachers who teach kids virtually. I tried to teach my daughter virtually one day and I realized what a teacher was and how they were important to my life. Imagine teaching a 5-year-old and trying to keep her still for 4 hours. It was very hard to capture her attention. So that day, her teachers were the women of valor in my life. I think about mothers, I think about wives, I think about how they selflessly go out of their way to keep all of us safe, providing hand sanitizer, wipes, getting food for us, giving us tips on how to stay safe in the pandemic. I think about female friends who warn us of dangers that we might not even know that we are about to encounter. In this pandemic, I'm thankful for all the virtuous women in my life, how they have been able to help me, teach me to protect myself. I just want to say a big thank you to all the women who pay attention to what men would not necessarily pay attention to. I thank them for reminding us to wash our hands, sanitize, and wear our masks. I thank them for helping us taking us to get our vaccines when we don't want to. Thank you to all the virtuous women out there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is awesome. So I have 2 more names. I know I'm only supposed to do 5. Madam President, is it okay to do 2?
That's fine, because I saw Crystal put her name in there too. So.
Yeah. Okay, so Olio, I'm going to come back to you. And Crystal, I'm going to ask you the question that I didn't have an opportunity to ask. Are you ready, Crystal?
I am ready.
Awesome. I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Lewis, but I'm going to ask you from a woman's perspective. Would you classify yourself as a woman of virtue, and why, or why not?
Good question. Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. So I would say that I would classify myself as a virtuous woman. I don't think of virtues just alone as a woman's sexuality, but I look at it as a woman's passion and what drives her to be who she is and what she means to her family and friends and what kind of impact she has in her community and in the workplace and how she's able to encourage those around her and be a role model. And I don't necessarily look at it as a thing of what a woman's sexuality means, but again, her confidence and just the place that she has in other people's lives and how she can encourage others. As far as myself, I would consider myself to be a virtuous woman in that sense. As someone who has experienced a lot, good and bad, I believe that in my circle of friends and as well as my family, I do believe that I have a lot of great advice to give. I am an encourager. I do instill a lot of confidence in those around me. And so I just try to be not only the best woman, friend, daughter, sister that I can be to not only my friends, loved ones, and colleagues. And so I think that that is a virtuous woman. So thank you for the opportunity to speak to everyone this evening. So thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Olio. Olio.
Yes.
All right. So this is a hard one. I would like you to take a second and think of either a particular woman of virtue or a particular man of valor, and explain to us who that person in your direct life is and why.
Repeat one more time because something popped
Okay,
up.
so I would like you to take a moment and think about a particular woman of virtue or a man of valor that's in your life that you would consider to be that person and why.
Ah, okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, one of my friends would be so excited if he knew I was about to name drop his name as a man of valor. And that person, his name is Kemoy Martin. This is one of my mentors when I was doing an industry called network marketing, and he was a coach for me. He was a mentor and a coach for me. And he's one of those people that I know exhibited these traits of the valor. And I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons why, right? One, his mindset. The mindset Kemoy has. If there was ever a challenge, if there was ever some type of danger, like the way valor, how it encompasses, Kemoy was a person that would say, you know what, Leo, in these times when we face things, we're always going to face things, but the things don't matter. It's what you're going to do about it. And one thing that he used to tell me, one phrase, he always said, listen, the wind blows on us all, But it's not the fact of how hard the wind blows, it's the set of the sail. And he said, when that wind blows, Leo, are you going to set your sail to the person that's going to allow the wind to drift you, or are you going to fight through? Because when all is said and done on that boat, you are the captain and you steer your ship. And it's up to the vision that you want to have. See, that's why chemo is a man of valor. See, here's what I also learned about chemo. He taught me that one thing, we have to have this rhino skin and understand that this danger is true, but fear is a choice. So danger is real, fear is a choice. And what happens is, when you have that courage, it doesn't mean that there's no danger. What it's saying that I'm not choosing fear, but I am going to choose to do something. And so I've seen Keymour grow a business where now, residually, he's earned an income that allows him to travel around the world. He's teaching others to do the same. And I get inspired from that. So that's why he's someone that I looked at as a man of valor, because he goes through the same things that a lot of people go through. Hardships, heartaches, problems with cars. One thing he always said is, Leo, remember, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. Toastmasters.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, because those were some thoughts that I was thinking about over the past few weeks. And I'm like, okay, let me see where I can get some insight about it. And you all gave me some great insight. So thank you all and have a good evening. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, everybody. Look, everybody, I really enjoyed listening to all the members and the newcomers and the guests. It's really nice having you do the table topics. Sound pretty natural. Thank you so much for participating. So I am winding down. I'm coming down the mountain now, and we're going to go into the next section in the meeting. We're going to talk about how the meeting went. Our general evaluator is going to come off mute and explain. You know what? I'm not sure who the general evaluator is. I didn't get the memo. So whoever the general evaluator is tonight, please come off mute and let us know how the meeting went.
Hello, I am Dr. Kimberly Reeves, and I will be your general evaluator for this evening. I will assess the meeting in its entirety, but before I do so, I would like to call for our reports. So I would first like to call up Joseph Aluyemi, and he will be evaluating. Did I screw it up that bad, Joseph?
No, you did great.
I'll just call you Joe. So Joe will be evaluating Mr. Robert Tyree.
Good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and extinguished guests. Thank you for another opportunity to be part of this awesome group. Today I'll be evaluating Robert on his icebreaker speech, Who I Am. Robert, that was an awesome speech. Did a lot of things great. These are the things that I personally believe you excelled at. Your speech was very passionate. It shows your passion for teaching. It was a very positive speech. It was also very engaging. It made me know more about you, what you're about, what you care about, and showed me that you're very passionate about your job. The one thing that I think you could work on is the beginning of your speech when you gave your intro, your eye contact seemed like you were looking up, thinking. When you started to talk about who you are, all that went away and you started looking at us because it was coming from your heart. You know who you are, you're expressing that, and we felt it. The only other thing that I think that you could challenge yourself on is maybe your flow. It seems like you were weaving in and out of different parts of your life. Maybe you could break it down into some categories like, in this aspect of my life, this is who I am. in this aspect, this is who I am. And then you tie it all together by just giving us the highlights. Altogether, I thought it was a very positive speech. It was a great message, and it was. I received it well. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Joseph.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, I'm back. And now we will have Miss Natasha Brown evaluating our divaneer, Shauna Step Jones.
Actually, this is Angela. I will be evaluating Miss Shauna.
Okay.
Good evening, Toastmaster, future Toastmaster, and distinguished guests. I thank you for the opportunity to, again, be a part of this wonderful group and to hear an amazing speech by Miss Shauna. Miss Shauna, I just want to congratulate you again for just stepping up, saying yes for another speech. I love to hear when you speak. Your first part of your speech I want to talk about is your clarity, your confidence. You made it very, very clear of what you wanted to speak about. You made us get into it with the PowerPoint. So you gave us some visual. Not only are we just sitting, participating in the audience, but you gave us something to look at. And you read it to us with excitement. It wasn't monotone, it was with excitement. So we felt your passion, and that was great. When it came to your vocal variety, the same thing. We felt your passion in your voice, your eye contact. One thing I just wanted to work on is that as you were reading and you looked to the side as you were reading. But again, when you were confident and you knew what you was going to say, your next line, you looked into the camera, and which was fine. So one thing I just want you to work on is speak from your heart. Because as you were talking about yourself, we can really feel it. And you don't have to look over to your notes, because you know it inside of you. You know it like the back of your hand. But understand that you want a script so you can follow and keep structure in order. But continue to work on just speaking from your heart. That was great. So I wanted to tell you, you excelled at, again, the PowerPoint, the visual presentation. You explain who you are and what you do. You gave us proof by giving us pictures of the girls. In those pictures, I was excited. The girls had smiles on their face. Many times people talk about what they do, but you gave proof of what you do by sharing the pictures of your workshop. So that was awesome. And you gave us a call to action. You gave us an opportunity to support you, not only in Toastmaster, but outside of what you do, your business. So that was phenomenal. Continue to involve us as your audience, work on that, and again, speak from your heart. So excellent. You was exemplary. I just want to say that the work that you do is didactic by teaching girls the value of themselves and to have self-confidence. I applaud you. I respect you. I honor you in what you do. My challenge to you is to continue. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Angela.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm not the Toastmaster, but I'll speak. I am the evaluator.
Sorry about that.
Next, we'll have the reports. Our counter and grammarian is Miss Eva Colbert.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Madam Red Bottoms.
Thank you, Dr. Reeves. We did not do too bad this evening on our grammar as well as our filler words. Our main filler word I noticed was so. And like I said in the beginning, instead of saying so, it's okay to use it in some sentences, but to keep repeating it, that's where you run into a little difficulty. Instead of saying so, you can just say, you gave us, instead of so you gave us. Just drop the so. It's okay. The new people, the guests, did fairly well for the first time. My boy Robert, so is your crutch word. You know that. But other than that, you did very well on the other words. Shauna, the only thing I got from you was instead of that, I think you said that. Trivia, your crutch word was but. I was thinking. Just say I was thinking. So, or you could have say, so can I? Just say, can I? So is one of a lot of our crutch words. Just pause. DeAndre, I got one but from you with a pause, and that was okay, listening to what you were saying. Joseph, you did a great job. When you got to the evaluation, your crutch word was you know, you caught yourself on that. So I give you kudos for catching yourself on that. Olio, I didn't get anything from you. Crystal, good to see you again. Your crutch word is so. Just saying, I would say instead of so I would say. Just leave the so off. Crystal, you got the award for tonight. You hit the award 9 times, Crystal, but that's okay. Next time, you just hit it 5 times. Dr. Reeves got 3 times, and is another crutch word because we're looking at, oh, what am I going to say? We're thinking, what are we going to say next? And we feel that we need a word to put in there. Just pause, because that person, or I don't know what you're going to say next, and pause and make it seem like you know what you're going to say. Angela, crutch word, so you gave us, so just say you gave us. And you used the word of the day. And I do apologize. In the beginning, I did not give the word of the day. I did put it in the chat. Some of you may not have seen it. I did, however, put it in the chat, and I do apologize. And it was used, I think, once or twice today. Thank you.
In the chat as well.
Yes, and I did see that. Tyrone, I think you used it in the chat.
Correct.
All righty, thank you. And I'll send it back to our general evaluator, Dr. Reeves.
Okay, now we will have our timer, which I'm not sure who the timer is. You? Oh, okay. Natasha Brown, Madam President.
It is I am the timer for this evening, and we did great. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start with our prepared speeches that were 5 to 7 minutes. Robert, 5 minutes and 25 seconds. Shauna, 4 minutes and 58 seconds. I was like, but I started the second time you started. So I started at the second start. For table topics, DeAndre, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. These are 1 to 2 minutes. And Louis, 55 seconds. I was giving you the, come on, give me some more seconds. Winnie, 1 minute and 45 seconds. Joseph, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Crystal, 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Olio, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. For our evaluations, 2 to 3 minutes. Joseph, 1 minute and 58 seconds. Angela, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And Miss Eva, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. So we did an amazing job with our time this evening. Back to you, evaluator. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, I thought I pressed it. So now we'll give you the overall report for the meeting. The meeting went well. The speeches were outstanding. Robert, Tyree, I absolutely love your confidence. I can totally see our young people following your lead without hesitation at all. He says, I'm a teacher, a coach, a leader, a mentor, a businessman, and a dreamer. That is enough for me. Phenomenal job on that. Closing the disparity of girls pursuing STEM. Shauna, you already know I love you, and I love your drive. It was very thought-provoking, true, and necessary. This is something that is so necessary. You are so right about girls not being represented properly in STEM. And yes, we will spread the word about your efforts in the community, and congratulations to you again. I tell you that all the time, but congratulations again. Trivia, I love your table topic selections. What is a virtuous woman, man of valor? These questions prompted me to line people up in my head about who I consider to be these type people. Here I am with Miss Mama Eva. Why name Chung? I so loved your modesty, and you did such a great job for this to be your first time. You had us laughing. I thought it was hilarious because you didn't have a clue what the word meant, but when you found out, you took off running, and I applaud you for that. Joseph, of all the things you said, I agree with you. Hats off to teachers. Excellent job with that. Oh, Leo, you're always so upbeat. Your speech was perfectly positioned at the end of the table topics because I have to admit I'm sleepy, and they put you on last and I woke right up. Okay, so you're vibrant and bring the vibration. The table topics report was very, very thorough. Nice work, Miss Eva. You are becoming a Chandrea. The overall meeting, we did okay on time considering we were trying to ensure that all the roles were filled. We, and myself included, have to remember to get here by 6:45 because I forget quite often that we need to be here by 6:45. It's totally slipped my mind. Okay, so yes, this was a phenomenal meeting as always, and I'll turn it back over to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kimberly Reeves. I enjoyed everybody's report. You know what? I enjoyed this meeting. You know why? Because we had all these guests today and people I haven't seen in a long time. And did you know you can kill two birds with one stone? You can work out and go to Toastmasters. Through this meeting, not only did I get my exercise in, I learned a lot about public speaking, but I again need to get up there and speak like the speakers. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over back to our Madam President, Natasha Brown. Thank you, everybody.
Wonderful job, everyone. Everybody in rows, everybody that spoke, the prepared speeches, the table topics. So table topics. If you did the table topics tonight, I think you should turn it into a speech. Get yourself on a calendar. That means we need to talk membership, and we have breakout rooms for all that. All of it. So I'm excited. So in order to get to those breakout rooms, I have to pass the evening over to our Vice President of Education, Mr. Robert Tyree, for Education Corner.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. It is I, Robert Tyree. I am your VP of Education, and just want to give you guys a reminder, please, pretty please, if you have not done so already, make sure that you are entering your information inside Pathways. What is Pathway? Well, Pathway is the program you guys paid for. Basically, it's an introduction to how to become an amazing speaker. So if you haven't had the opportunity to kind of like just search through Pathways, please do so. If you have any questions on how to operate, how to locate certain things, how to upload your documents so you get credit for your speeches, please stay behind. I can put you in a breakout room with myself and some other members, and we can walk you through it. But when you join Toastmasters, you have opportunity to be a part of a program called Pathways. It's the path, or it is a program that directs you on how to be efficient in public speaking. It has multiple modules, has information data packets. Last week or the week before, we went through and looked at some of the news letters and magazines that they send out to you, the hard copy, but you can actually access it virtually as well. So just some reminders about Pathways. If you haven't did into it, you haven't had time, just play with it. I promise you, there's so many videos and opportunities for you to excel. And don't try to do everything at once, right? Just open up one document, right? And just nibble a little bit at it at a time. You'll be able to excel in your public speaking in so many facts and details, all right? And that's all I had. Just want to remind individuals about Pathways this week. And also, did you see the flyer? Did you see the flyer?
What flyer? Which
I'm
flyer?
glad you said that. What flyer? Y'all, did y'all know it's elections? Yes, I know you guys vote for the president of the United States, but it's almost time for you to vote for the president, vice president, treasurer, VP of education, sergeant of arms, wait, hold on. VP of public relations. Did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Secretary.
Secretary. And treasurer. I said treasurer, secretary. So guys, listen, we did send out a document, right, to see if you guys are interested in these roles. And I know there's many individuals on here and some who are not, that are qualified, overqualified. If you've been with us last term, this term, if you've just been coming in and peeking in, you might be qualified for a role. So we are having a interest meeting after tonight's meeting. Am I right, Miss President? Okay. So I'm just throwing it out there again, like, please stay behind. We're going to be doing some, just going over some, what our roles and responsibilities are. And we would love for you guys to join us. And that is my educational moment. I'm going to get back to our president.
All right. Thank you so much. So what I dropped inside of the chat is actually a link for the nomination form. So even if you don't necessarily want to nominate yourself, you can nominate someone else for the position. I believe my position is the only one that really has to be filled. Everyone else can stay right where they are, right? Is that right? I'm the only one that has to be. But listen, we are here to grow in communication and leadership. So if you are interested and you are interested in growing into a role, just go ahead and try. We have some breakout rooms that are set up before I can open up the breakout rooms, but we do want to get into the roles for next week. So I'm going to pass it to our secretary, Madam Shauna.
Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm going to take some roles for next week. Are there any speakers? Anybody? I know Dr. Reeves, are you going to speak next week? Evaluators.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You can enter it in the chat.
I would like to do a speech next week.
Okay, so we have 2 speakers. We have any I'm sorry?
Yes, I would like to be the timer. Can I be the timer?
I think Olio typed in the chat he wanted to do timer.
All right, never mind.
Oh, he already, okay. I didn't see the timer, I see it. Okay.
Sean,
all right.
anything that needs to be filled, I will slide into that.
Okay. So